What the hell was that? I'm telling you now, if they're experimenting with another new ship again, I'm gonna lose my mind. What in the actual is happening here? Why is everyone dying or dead, really? Yeah, he's pretty dead, to be fair. I mean, what, he's missing a leg. So he's pretty much dead, yeah, he's dead. But seriously, in all seriousness, what is happening here? I hear that noise again. Everybody get down! Oh, mate, that hurt. And I'm in a prison again. This prison looks like it's from the Dark Mechanicus era. With all the tech. And there's some weird marshmallow man outside guarding it. Well, as I try and figure out a way to break out of this cell, here is how you paint these weird marshmallow looking men. To start the painting off, we're going to prime the model white. And then after you've primed it white, we're going to give it a no oil wash to get black into the recesses, and also apply it heavily to the visor so it basically gets the black in the visor mainly done. You're then going to take a black of your choice. I'm going to use Chaotic Black from Game Master, and you're going to apply it over the gloves and gun, and as well as, the backside of his armour, so it could be the bits before the chest armour, just below his legs, and then the sleeve bits in between his arms if he's bending his arms while holding his gun. To make the guns not blend in with the arms and make it look like he just has a gun for hands, we're going to take Dawnstone Citadel paint and we're going to dry brush it over the guns to highlight them so that they don't just look a big blob of black. After all the black has been applied, you're going to take Fire Giant Orange and apply it to the left shoulder pad on your command officer, because some way we need to determine that he's a command officer, and apparently orange was the best way to do it, which is fair. I mean, it complements the white pretty good, so yeah. Next, you're going to take lead belcher metal paint and a sponge or a paintbrush, and you're just gonna dap it on there to be like chips in the armour, especially if they're in a war-torn environment, which we'll hear about mine in a second, and they're constantly taking damage. Now, for my stormtroopers, I like to apply Blood for the Blood God technical paint, and the reason for that is my stormtroopers I've kind of made their own story for. Basically, they are called the Shattered. They're a legion of stormtroopers that were around nearer to the start end of the war, and essentially they were on a planet with the rebels, and both sides right at the start of the war basically just decided that the planet wasn't that great and they kind of just blew it up, so they didn't get this legion of stormtroopers off, so they kind of stayed on the planet for a while, and that's why their armor is very heavily damaged, covered in blood, because some of it's theirs because they can't change armor if they get pierced, and some of it is the creatures from around there and stuff like that. But they don't see the rebels as enemies anymore. They see them as survivors that should work alongside them. So instead of killing them, they will save them that are on the planet, and that is why the base as well, which we'll get to in a bit, kind of mimics the whole thing of it is an ashen wasteland of a planet. Going on to the base now, you're going to take technical paint Astro Granite and you're just going to slap it all over the base, literally get it all over it. But if you do miss any bits of white, don't worry about it. We're trying to make an ashen wasteland kind of feel. So it'll just be there as like another bit of ash. So it's not a bad thing at all. To brighten up the base a little bit, we're going to take Celcedra Grey. I've butchered that very much, but we're going to take that and we're just going to dry brush it over the base to still keep that ashen feel, but just brighten it up just a little bit. Now for the finishing touches. We're going to start first with the base rim and we're going to paint it with any black of your choosing. I'm going to use Citadel Abandon black, but you can use any of your choosing and just paint it all over. Get a nice good coat on there. And now for the final step, to add one singular burnt tuft to really bring the base together. How much for a death stick? 100 credits, 100 credits, ain't that bad. Yeah, good, go on, I'll take a couple, I'll take a couple. Oh crap. Hello, yep, welcome back, yep, don't worry about that. So, I've found my way into some sort of hangar. Not a clue around how I'm going to get out. But there seems to be some weird kind of troopers over there. They look less armoured than the rest of them and look like they're scouts of some kind. I don't know. Well, I'm going to try and hack into one of their planes or ships of some sort. So they look very strange. And here is how to paint them as I go and do that. So to paint up these scout troopers, we are going to be using the exact same paints. There is not one paint that will be different, it'll just be applied in different areas. So with that being said, we will be starting with a null oil wash over the whole mini to get the armour parts looking dirtier. From there, we're going to take, once again, a black of our choice, and we're going to paint the in-betweens of his armour, so that'd be just under his chest armour, his legs that are showing, his gloves, and the underneath bit of his neck, just so that we can divvy up, there you go, that's the word I'm looking for, the armour from everything else. As well as, you're going to paint on a Pacific Scout Trooper the in-betweens of his box with a black, so that when we come back later we can paint over the edges with the colour to really make it pop. After you've applied the black to the model in the previous step, we're now going to take lead belcher, Citadel paint, and we're going to apply this on the trim of the bag that the Scout Trooper with the bag has. Now we're going to take the exact same paint and we're going to grab a sponge or an old paintbrush and we're just going to dab it on the mini to simulate battle damage, like it's worn. It's been fighting a lot, I mean, especially in the Star Wars universe and the story behind mine, they've probably been fighting a lot of random stuff that just come out of the cave after hibernation maybe, and think, oh yeah, I want a cheeky little meal, and instead to be found with these people. Now it's time to add some blood to really signify that these have been through some harsh work, some hard graft out on the battlefield. So you're going to take blood for the blood god Citadel technical paint and I do this really weirdly. I use a card because I find that I can move it around a bit better. Don't know why, it's just a bit weird. And you're just going to apply this anywhere that you want it. If you don't want it, you don't have to apply it. This is just what I do for my lesion. But we're just going to apply it in places where they've been injured and obviously bled. Coming up to the final stretch now, it's time to tackle the bases. The bases are also the exact same as the stormtroopers before. So to start them off, we're going to take Astro Granite Citadel Technical Paint, and you're just going to slap it all over the base. Once again, get it all over, and if, like I said before, if you missed a little bit of it, it's fine. The whites that sticks through will simulate ash. Now we're going to highlight our bases with Celestra Grey. I said it right that time. Achievement unlocked. And yeah, we're just going to dry brush it over the grey that we already done to make it a bit brighter. Now for the final step, to add one singular grass tuff. So I did it. I managed to somehow get one of the vehicles working. I did maybe set off a few alarms and got shot at a few couple times, but I did manage to get away with this though. So I think it was worth my time. So as I try and figure out how to land this thing, because that is another story, here is the grand reveal of both things that have been painted today. So the landing went about as well as what you were expecting. All that stuff I've risked my life to steal is now gone. That was really not worth it. Well, anyway, I'd like to thank you all for watching and tuning in, and I wish you a happy new year.